World number 1 Aryna Sabalenka faces Emma Raducanu in what should be a routine third-round match at Wimbledon. But here's the question that has tennis fans divided. What type of player can actually beat Sabalenka? A fascinating Reddit breakdown has categorized exactly who gives her trouble, and it reveals why this matchup might be more predictable than we think.
The tennis community has identified 3 distinct categories of players who can trouble Sabalenka. First, the power matchers players like Rybakina, Anisimova, Keys, and Alexandrova who can match her shot for shot. Second, the defensive walls, Swiatek and Gauff, who are nearly impossible to hit through. And third, the rhythm breakers, Muchova and Vondrousova, who never hit the ball normally.
But here's the brutal reality for Emma. She falls into what one astute fan called the ball machine category, alongside Pegula, Paolini, Badosa, and Svitolina. These are excellent players, but they're exactly the type Sabalenka feasts on. Consistent, solid, but without the weapons to truly hurt her. That's not a criticism of Emma, it's just tactical reality.
Let's break down why the power players give Sabalenka nightmares. When Elena Rybakina is firing on all cylinders, she can actually out-hit Sabalenka from the baseline. Amanda Anisimova leads their head-to-head 5-3 because she can redirect Sabalenka's pace and add her own venom. Madison Keys just beat her for the Australian Open title by matching her aggression and raising the level in crucial moments.
The power game works because it neutralizes Sabalenka's biggest advantage, her ability to dominate rallies with raw force. When Rybakina steps into forehand, suddenly Sabalenka isn't the biggest hitter on court. When Anisimova takes the ball early and redirects it, Sabalenka's power becomes a liability. You fight fire with fire, and sometimes the fire wins.
Then there's the defensive specialists. Iga Swiatek leads their head-to-head 8-5 because she can absorb Sabalenka's power and make her play an extra shot, then another. Coco Gauff is 6-5 against her for the same reason. She turns Sabalenka's aggression into defensive gold, making her work for every point until the Belarusian starts forcing shots.
Rhythm breakers might be the most fascinating category. Karolina Muchova and Marketa Vondrousova don't give Sabalenka anything to time. Drop shots, slices, weird angles, change of pace. They turn tennis into a chess match instead of a slugfest. Sabalenka thrives on rhythm and power exchanges. Take that away, and she can look completely lost.
Vondrousova's Wimbledon title last year was built on this exact strategy. She frustrated power players all fortnight with her variety and court craft. Against Sabalenka specifically, these players force her to generate all her own pace, to think tactically instead of just overpowering. It's like asking a boxer to play chess mid-fight.
Now let's talk about where Emma Raducanu fits. She's incredibly talented, but her game is based on solid fundamentals, consistent depth, and steady aggression. That's exactly what Sabalenka wants to see across the net. Emma doesn't have the crushing power of Rybakina, the defensive skills of Swiatek, or the variety of Muchova. She's giving Sabalenka a comfortable rhythm.
Reddit analysis was brutal but accurate. Ball machine players are Sabalenka's most comfortable matchup. They feed her the kind of steady, powerful shots she can redirect and dominate. Emma hits a good ball, but not a great ball. She's consistent but not overwhelming. Against most players, that's enough. Against Sabalenka, it's a recipe for trouble.
Emma's best hope is the crowd factor and the grass surface. Wimbledon crowds can be intimidating, and grass can produce unexpected results. But Sabalenka has matured enormously mentally. She's not the player who used to crumble under pressure. She reached 2 major finals this year and has been the most consistent player on tour.
What's fascinating is how Sabalenka has learned to handle different playing styles. Early in her career, she'd try to overpower everyone the same way. Now she adapts. She's more patient against defenders, more aggressive against power players, more focused against rhythm breakers. That evolution makes her even more dangerous.
Looking at Emma's recent form, she did just demolish former Wimbledon champion Marketa Vondrousova in straight sets. That's impressive, but it also proves a point: Emma thrives when she can dictate pace and rhythm. Against Sabalenka, she'll be the one getting dictated to. The roles completely reverse.
Emma's 2021 US Open run was magical because she was the unknown quantity, playing freely with nothing to lose. Here, she's the underdog again, but Sabalenka knows exactly what she brings. The element of surprise is gone. Emma needs to find something in her game she's never shown before to trouble the world number 1.
The tactical reality is stark. For Emma to win, she'd need to either develop Rybakina's power overnight, Swiatek's defense, or Muchova's variety. That's not happening in one match. Her best chance is hoping Sabalenka has an off day, but the Belarusian has been remarkably consistent when it matters most.
This matchup perfectly illustrates why head-to-head records and playing styles matter more than rankings sometimes. Anisimova is ranked much lower than Emma, but she's 5-3 against Sabalenka because of style compatibility. Donna Vekic is 8-2 against her. It's not about talent, it's about tactical matchups.
The lesson for tennis fans is that upsets aren't random, they follow patterns. When Sabalenka loses, it's usually to players who can either match her power, frustrate her with defense, or break her rhythm entirely. Emma, despite her talent and Grand Slam pedigree, doesn't naturally fit any of those categories.
What makes Sabalenka so dominant right now is how she's eliminated most of her weaknesses. She used to struggle with crowd pressure, not anymore. She used to choke in big moments, those days are gone. She used to be inconsistent between matches, now she's a machine. The players who can beat her represent very specific tactical challenges.
For Emma's fans hoping for another miracle run, the path would require her to reinvent her game style mid-tournament. She'd need to play more aggressively than ever before, take bigger risks, go for bigger shots. It's possible, but it goes against everything that's made her successful as a professional.
The beauty of tennis is that matches aren't played on paper, and grass court tennis especially can produce surprises. Emma is a Grand Slam champion for a reason. But if we're being honest about tactical matchups and playing styles, this is exactly the kind of match where Sabalenka should cruise through.
Looking ahead, the real threats to Sabalenka's Wimbledon chances are lurking deeper in the draw. If Rybakina finds her form, if Keys continues her momentum, if someone like Muchova or Vondrousova emerges, those are the players with the specific skill sets to cause problems. Emma represents a stepping stone, not a roadblock.
The Reddit tennis community got it exactly right. There are 3 types of players who can beat Sabalenka, and Emma Raducanu isn't one of them. That doesn't diminish Emma's talent or achievements. It just shows how tactical matchups work in professional tennis. Sometimes, style makes fights, and this style favors the world number 1.
What we're watching tomorrow isn't just Emma versus Sabalenka. It's a perfect case study in why certain players consistently trouble the world's best while others, despite their talent, become comfortable matchups. Understanding these patterns makes tennis infinitely more fascinating to follow.
Emma Raducanu versus Aryna Sabalenka, a clash of champions, but one where the tactical blueprint strongly favors the world number 1. Sometimes the most interesting storylines aren't about upsets, but about understanding why certain matchups produce predictable results. And this, unfortunately for Emma's fans, is one of those times.